Hello, so in this video I want to discuss Unit 8, which is about citizen engagement. The general perception that citizens have of governments across the country, but in many different Western countries as well, is that they're not heard, that government implement policies that actually have nothing to do with their claims or their demands. And so the issue has been called in the literature the democratic deficit. And there is a gap, and there is misunderstanding. And one of the issues, obviously, is that citizens are bypassed by many lobbyists or special interests that have access to governments for whatever reason. But governments have not been completely deaf to the issue. People study the issue, and there is a lot of research on this, not just in Canada. In the European Union, many of the states that are member states, for instance, are very concerned by these issues. So this unit is really about the relationship between, citizens and government in the policy-making process. And we are asking questions such as, how are Canadian governments addressing the issue? Is democracy or e-engagement a way to bridge the gap? And the readings, I think, will in a way confront your views, because all of you have, all of you are citizens, all of you vote, all of you have views on this. And so we have a general sense of knowledge, yet more research is done and can be done, obviously, there. And so I've used different perspective and different authors to really confront your views and make you think outside the box a little bit. So for instance, we have the Lenihan and Dobell articles that are looking at basically this big conundrum of the democratic deficit. Lenihan focuses your attention on the issue of citizen participation in policymaking. It's the big question, and he looks at different ways it's done and some innovation. Dobell looks at this, but from the local community perspective, where it's even more salient, because in municipalities there is a sense of, direct access, direct democracy, and people get even more frustrated. So how are elected officials and bureaucracies basically addressing this issue is really important. And then the third article by Horwood is a really interesting piece, because he looks basically at issues of e-democracy. He basically asks the question whether e-democracy and e-engagement, such as, for instance, surveys regarding satisfaction for certain services, are really helpful, and to what extent they would be helpful. So a really interesting unit, I think, that usually brings students to agree and disagree quite saliently on these issues. And I hope the video helps you get started and look at the different readings. Thank you very much.